Well, hello, energy update time. It's been so long since I've posted. It feels like about 6 months, but I know it's not that long. But it's been a while. It's been a while. And that really has a lot to do with what I'm going to energy update on today. There's a lot to talk about. My goodness. So I'm just going to dive straight into my list that I have right in front of me here. And let's just talk down the week. Okay, so Monday we had the equinox, big energies, right? Tuesday, we had the supermoon, new moon. Wednesday, we had another portal called Heaven's Cross, which was a massive portal for certain beings who kind of done that level of work, who are ready to ascend, to go through, but not everybody was privy to that portal, and it doesn't matter. It's not a competition thing or a better than he or she or whatever. No. It's just about where you are in your process. But the good thing about that Wednesday portal is that it's open, period, now. So those that went through, like, you will follow. If you're not feeling like you're there yet, well, you will follow. And maybe you do feel that you went through and something significant happened. Do you know what I mean? But everybody who's basically doing the work and tapping in, they will go through that portal. The door is now open. Now we moved into Thursday. Now we all know that Marie isn't awesome at astrology, so don't start having me talk about nodes and shit like that. I know it sounds really great when I'm reading it and I'm going, oh yeah, but I mean, like, I'm not an astrologer, but I do kind of always know what's going on in the sky, in the stars, and I do know that the Pluto was going through a realignment and what that actually signifies. I think that it was it's all to do with power, actually, reclamation power. So all of that energy just coming back to us. So, I mean, it's all good, right? It's all good. So you would have felt a huge energy shift on the Thursday as well, as those stars realigned and those planets realigned, because it was just all tapping into one thing on top of the next layer, on top of the next layer. Then we had a little like reprieve on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, meaning today and tomorrow, we're basically in another galactic portal vibe. So the whole week has just been, it's just been like really intense. But look, we've been here before with intense portals and things like that. But I have to say to you, this is significantly different. This is, and just as I say that, Ma'at shows me her scales. Those of you that know Ma'at, she is the goddess of justice, order, balance, justice, order, balance, and reconciliation. You know, and you know, those scales, you know, it's like the balancing, the tipping of the scales, if you will. So, you know, that's kind of like what we've moved through, especially on Wednesday. Man, did I feel that, you know. And yeah, so this is the gateway that everybody's been talking about. We've all been like talking about the gateway between March and April. This is it. Now, there's two ways you can look at it. You may feel this energy instantaneously, and like me, had a massive heart-opening activation whereby you just felt it all just come online, so much happening, and you can feel in the moment that you are indeed shifting into those new timelines, you know. But also as well, there's the other version of it where it's a bit chaotic for you. There's a lot of energy going on inside. You may not think that you're there, but it's actually happening. And then you'll probably see the physical playouts of that in maybe 4 or 5 weeks time or something like that. Because remember, energy, for it to, like, we go through energy shifts within the body, okay? So we feel the frequency, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time for it to kind of like realign with your external reality. Because remember, as above, so below, so within, so without. And what that means is whatever you've got, whatever's going on in heaven is going on earth, right? Whatever's going on within you is going on out there. So, you know, say you go through this massive energy shift in your body, you know, it's not always going to be boom, instantaneously you can see it. It's different for everybody. So just give it a bit of time, be patient. And that's what I've been told by my guides all of this week. Be patient. And in a way, patience steps over into just chilling out and stepping back, because that is why I haven't been posting. Not because I've not wanted to, but the old way of doing and just churning out videos and energy and frequency and doing it in that way. And you're sat there now receiving it in that way. It's kind of null and void. So that I don't know what the fullness of the new way is, but I know that it is upgrading into something a lot more high vibrational, a lot more empowering for me to give and share, and a lot more empowering for you to receive. So I know that that is what's going on. But for me to see those shifts, I've had to just down tools and stop and sit still. And that's been really, really difficult because I'm such a doer, you know. And I'm now going to talk about the heart activation, because the bottom line is like, we've gone through so many layers, okay, to do with this energy stuff, right? Meaning, if I kind of like face my fears and get on a video blog, or maybe I successfully fill that tour or that workshop or whatever it might be, we've kind of like been facing those things. But where it's actually led us to now is like, that's actually null and void now. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is your capacity to love and receive love, okay? Now, a huge heart activation is basically you just opening up to the and this is going to sound really cheesy now, but it's where we're at. You understanding that you are beauteous, that you are part of the all mind. You are part of the oneness wisdom. When you look out in the sky and you go, wow, those mountains are beautiful. Wow, those trees are stunning. Look at that bird. It's so pretty. You're part of that. Because they're looking at you going, wow, look at her, look at him, he's so pretty. Do you know what I mean? We're part of that same consciousness and that oneness. And if you can't recognize or understand that or embody that, then you're going to stay where you are. Now, it's a little bit of an eye roll, because unfortunately in the spiritual world, we say, love thyself, and you've got to, and love and light and all this kind of stuff. And quite frankly, I'm just as sick of it as you are. Do you know what I mean? I'm really kind of like, with the spiritual world. I really am the corny bullshit that's out there. I'm sorry, because it is when you're in your fat funk, and like somebody's just like, you just need to love yourself. I mean, come on, don't you just want to punch somebody in the throat? I mean, let's keep it real. That all's got to go. It's all spiritual fluff, but at the end of the day, kind of like what they're saying is actually true, but we're just tired of the delivery of it coming in. You know what I mean? We're tired of being told that when we're going through our shit. You know what I mean? But I'm going to share with you now, this heart activation came through so powerfully. And the goddess Hathor, take a moment for her, through deep honor of her frequency as she comes in. Big heart breath for her, because she's a powerhouse. Hathor's been very, very upfront and present with so many of us. We have been going through it, and she has just stepped in. She's a very powerful goddess. She's probably one of the most ascended, like ancient goddesses. For me, like Osiris, she's one of my goddesses that have always stood on the outside and always made themselves known in a very powerful presence, but only actively made themselves known in recent times. Osiris was one of them, and Hathor has always been there, and she's always guided me with like 0 words, but now she's active, meaning like when I channel her, she's speaking to me, she's like, do this, do that, the other. So she stepped in now. Very, very significant. Now, she is the goddess of unconditional love. She's the goddess of sacred sexuality. She's the goddess of creation, which is why I'm always going on about creation codes, because essentially the energy that I'm channeling through that is Hathor, and it's about bringing creations into oneness and everything like that. She's also the goddess of dance, joy, fertility, you know what I mean? It's all of that, and she's here now because that is the era we're moving into, happiness, joy, dance, festivities, as well as the creation codes and all of the rest of it, So anyway, going into that heart activation, she's very upfront and center. Now on Wednesday, I went into my own sacred mushroom journey on my own. And I had the biggest heart activation ever, like literally just, whoa, and I just cried, not traumatically, just my heart was so open. And what was spoken to me by the medicine was, like I was lying on the ground, sandwiched between the earth and the sky. And I was just like, wow, this is just so beautiful. The music was just hitting the right spot. And I was like, wow. And that was what I just shared with you now about knowing myself to be part of all of this. Like, you think that tree's beautiful, you see the colors, it's beautiful, you see the sky. Well, you're part of that. And this is what I just said to you and what I just shared with you. Unless we start to understand this and know this, we ain't going to go anywhere. And she said to me, you can fill as many tours as you want. You can create as many workshops as you want. You can write as many books as you want. You can go and post as many workshops on social media. It don't matter, because those days of receiving love in those avenues, which essentially is actually from the adoration of others that makes you feel good, fills your cup, gone, finished, collapsed. It's got to come from you. It's got to come from you. There's no external gratification of anything now. Now what's happened is everything's been removed and it's just you and your heart, and that is it. Are you loving yourself? Do you have a capacity to love? And this is what I kind of picked up on the other day. that this our understanding, like even me sat here now breaking down spirituality and all of this kind of stuff and like understanding it intellectually. Yeah, I do this because I like talking, and it's good to debate and unpack it and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, we are intellectualizing energy, right? But at the end of the day, like that is an ascension. Just because you understand this and just because I understand it, and now I'm like, oh, I can explain it to a 5-year-old. It's not ascension. Ascension is actually your capacity to love. And you can't just love the dog or love the husband or love the friend and not yourself. You've got to be all in, right? And that's what Sacred Mushroom showed me. Now, a very interesting thing happened several times in the journey. I got very antsy and I was like, I am so like, I'm over this journey. I want to go inside and have a bath or something. Trying to book out. And it got a bit sticky. So I grabbed my drum and I started drumming, and I was like, right, no, that's not working. Let me channel the gods. Let me try and bring in some light codes and unlock some Egypt, mystery or whatever. And it was just like, no, that's not working. And every time I zoned out and looked at a bee on the flower and just enjoyed the music and had a bit of a sing-song, they were like, it's about being. You have to be in that energy of just being able to be. Oh my God, that's been so hard. So that has led me to this place of I haven't been able to post. I've literally had my guides with my hands behind my back going, oh, you're not going to do anything. And I'm like, yeah, but no. Yeah, but I need, no. You know what I mean? Because it's a distraction. Because what we need to do is we need to feel it. We need to slow it right down. So it's just you, yourself, or me, myself, and I. You, yourself, and you. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you've got to slow it all down. And all of the energy, and this is to all of us light workers out there that are teachers and everything like that, we are classic. Bring the energy in. Oh God, aha moment. Let me share it straight away. That means you only download 60% of what you're receiving and then you give the rest away. Can't happen because you're basically blocking your receiving. So we do it in every single aspect. We don't realize how much we are not receiving or the fullness, So I've been like, and then when I resisted, then I got really sick, and it was like, you're not doing anything. You're not going anywhere. You're spiritually grounded, like literally. And I let go. And I was just like, right, okay. And now I've realized by sitting still and letting go, the world hasn't fallen away. I haven't died. You know what I mean? Nothing's gone wrong. Everything's in flow, and I'm okay. And I'm actually better for it, So doing nothing right now is what everybody's being guided to do. Now, this is really, really important stuff, guys. I mean, this is like always like a massive long podcast with me, but this is like really, really important. If you want to go through this portal, this time, if you want to get to the other side, okay? If you don't stop and chill the F out and just go into the stillness void space and block out all the white noise that tells you should be doing something. Are you being lazy? Are you this? Are you that? I know you're going to say, oh, but some of us have got jobs to do. I mean, so have I. I got a busy life in my world. But the thing is, I can still move through it in stillness without the energy of like, you got to do more. You got to post that video. You're not good enough. Fill your cup. To work harder. I mean, I was behind this laptop for 12 hours a day doing all the content for Egypt and everything like that, which I love. But I mean, at the expense of not seeing my family, there's a lot of work that I've been doing. Did I need to do it like that? I'm kind of thinking maybe I didn't, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't feeding the soul. So I've had to unplug from all of that. So maybe you need to do the same. So now I'm kind of going around my life in a quieter energy, right? And it's really important. If you want to transit from one timeline to another, if you want to do this, you have to stop the old program, okay, how you've been doing things, pause, void, okay, and then new way. And that new way hasn't kicked in yet, by the way. It's coming. You know what I mean? But right now, the importance is letting go of, like, maybe kind of grieving and going through the death of that's not it anymore. Because as long as you keep trying to bring it in, then it's not going to work. You know what I mean? It's really, look, I'm not saying it's easy. It's a real challenge because it brings up an awful lot of fear and things like that. But that's what needs to be done. Cut it off, void space, start anew, right? Now, I'm going to now talk about the Earth Star Chakra, and I'm probably going to do a video on this separate on its own because this then ties into a lot of the Hathor codes, a lot of the seven sisters, which is the seven Hathors, Pleiades, Sirius, and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm going to just go into it briefly now and explain to you what goes on in that void space. So now we're now realizing and understanding that in actual fact, it was never about tapping into the stars. ever. It wasn't, well, it was, I say ever, like the focus. What I'm trying to say is the focus was in the earth. The focus was in our bodies. The focus is in the earth star chakra. We have to get right into the earth now. Many of us are being called into the earth now. We're literally downing tools, kicking our shoes off and walking on the earth. We're going to beaches to go and sit and contemplate. We're going to mountains, whatever, just to kind of like, whoa, hang on a minute. Because Gaia is calling us home. Because the true activation of power is for the full activation of your earth star chakra, about 2 feet below your feet in the earth, okay? And like it's like it holds the whole chakra system down, right? But it also is the grid, because in that earth star chakra, you have your whole mission programmed in there. So that whole mission, okay, is basically anchoring you down into the earth. It's your GPS system. It's the thing that takes you to Egypt or Peru or America or wherever it is that you need to go. It's got your GPS in there, as well as lots of other information. But it's your earth star chakra that needs to come into the fullness now, because that is your grid, okay? And your earth star chakra connects with other people's earth star chakras as well. But then all of our earth star chakras then plug into Gaia. She's calling us home, because it's not about just being in the stars and going up there now. No. It's about bringing that energy all the way down into the earth, into the earth star chakra, which is why we're being asked to slow down and trusting and knowing that our power activation is there. How many times are we told, get into the earth and your power comes online? And we're like, yeah, I know. Do you know what I mean? But like it's how it was always supposed to be, because we've lost our connection with Gaia. So now we're on point. We've done all of this work here. We're now going down. We're going into the earth. We're going into Gaia, and we're anchoring into that earth star chakra. So very long video, but lots to talk about. So this is now the card that I picked here, which is called Temple of Truth, okay? So it is actually the throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression. Now, the purpose of this card with this energy reading, okay, is basically what that card actually says is about authenticity, your natural, true, authentic, like transparent identification of who you truly are. You're hot. You're hot. You're nothing else. You're not your pain. You're not someone's wife. You're not somebody's husband. You know what I mean? Like you're not somebody's boss. You are hot. You know, this is who you are. You're part of that consciousness. So what's happening now is we're going through a massive heart stretch like we've never been through before. And the throat chakra, Temple of Truth. I mean, the throat chakra is very connected to the sacral chakra, has a special relationship. So the sacral chakra is all about Hathor, you know, because that's where the creation codes lie. The masculine and feminine balance is down there. So it makes sense to me that this Temple of Truth is basically the throat chakra coming online, which is where, you know, you speak your truth and all the rest of it. But the throat chakra is also about how you receive change in the world. Okay. So it's on point. So there is so much going on right now. And, you know, it's overwhelming. So what you need, so my advice to you, just to close this video off now, okay, is basically like to round it all off, is to actually get into your earth star chakra, okay, into the earth, focus on that chakra. It's like that eye cloud, but the down cloud. Focus all your energy in there and you'll feel yourself being anchored, right? Do your breath work. Put your hands on your dantian, okay? Your dantian, remember? It's here. That's your dantian, okay? And breathe into that and get into the stillness, get into the earth, and you will find that half of the issues, problems, unwellness, whatever, will disappear because it's due to not being fully grounded. But that's where we're going anyway. We have to go there. That's the gateway. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now because this is what happens when you don't post videos. They're 18 minutes long. Anyway, so yeah. Taking a big deep breath because we got this and we are moving through this and this is what you came here for. So keeping on trucking. Now, just a final call because we have a couple of spaces left. Well, actually, officially, we have one space left on the Egypt tour. If you are feeling fully activated and you're ready to dive on, one space left. And the HEKA codes clients, if you're feeling your wheels spinning, I'm doing new intake when I get back from Egypt, which is the middle of May. So if you feel that that's something you want to sign up for, we could have a Zoom call now before I go to Egypt and then tee it up when I get back. So other than that, the Circle community is going to be launched in the next few days. So if you want to be part of like the community off YouTube and Instagram, whatever, come and join me there. Because we're slowly building there. It's actually quite a vibe. So yeah, other than that, that's all that's going on in my life. So let me know what's going on with you. Love and light, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.